The federal government has declared Wednesday, June 28th and Thursday, June 29th, 2023 as Eid al-Kabir holidays. This was contained in a statement by a permanent secretary in the Ministry of Interior, Oluwatoyin Akilade. The statement said the federal government celebrates with and heartily facilitates with the Muslims Ummah at home and in the diaspora, while urging Muslims and all Nigerians to make sacrifices for the growth and development of the nation's communities and Nigeria at large. The permanent secretary expressed hope that the prayers and sacrifices of the season will restore the much-desired peace and unity the country desires. Retired Assistant Inspector General of Police Nuhu Ribadu has officially assumed office as Nigeria's National Security Advisor, taking over from retired Major General Babagana Manguno. At a brief event held in Abuja on Monday, Ribadu expressed his commitment to fulfilling the expectations of Nigerians and ensuring the safety and security of the country. Recognizing that securing the nation is an ongoing process, Ribadu stressed the need to build upon previous efforts while calling for the support of all stakeholders in discharging and highlighted the President's commitment to securing every part of Nigeria. Before his appointment, Ribadu served as the perennial chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. The newly appointed service chiefs have promised to respect human rights while discharging their constitutional mandate and to also rid the country of the insecurity bedevil it. The Chief of Defense Staff, Major General Christopher Musa, stated this on behalf of all the service chiefs when they visited the Ministry of Defense in Abuja on Monday. However, Musa said the armed forces under his watch would go about their duties professionally with respect for human rights and urged the citizens to see the armed forces as theirs. Speaking, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Defense, Ibrahim Kana, said that as part of the efforts to reform the military, the immediate past government approved the establishment of Octagon. Kana said the Octagon is a situation where civilians and military work hand in hand to enhance security, adding that the military will support the federal government to ensure the growth of the economy using its waters. The Acting Inspector General of Police, Olukayode Egbetokun, has issued a directive ordering all police convoys to henceforth, as a matter of compulsion, obey all traffic regulation. The IG gave the directive Monday during his meeting with the Mobile Police Squadron and commanders at the force headquarters in Abuja. According to him, the force must lead by example if it is to command the respect of public and pledge to lead by example, promising to also observe all traffic regulations. He said those whose duty it is to enforce the laws of the land must themselves respect and obey the laws of the land, adding that without obeying the laws, the police lack the moral high ground to interrogate and bring law breakers to book. Speaking further, the IG also said the newly created Special Intervention Squad, will comprise 40,000 specially trained officers selected from the pool of existing police mobile force personnel and all tactical units across the country. Governor Charles Soludo of Anambra State has revealed that Nigeria needs a whopping $3 trillion worth of investment, or $100 billion every year for the next 30 years to close its infrastructure deficit. According to him, the federal government needs to double its spending from 2 to 3% of the gross domestic product to over 10% to bridge the country's huge infrastructure gap. He noted this at the 2023 annual lecture organized by the Nigerian Academy of Engineering, themed Financing Engineering Infrastructure, held in Lagos. The former CBN governor lamented that Nigeria's infrastructure stock was estimated at 20 to 25% of gross domestic product, which was less than the international benchmark of 70% of GDP. He highlighted how President Bola Tinubu demonstrated his ability to successfully manage the issues of coastal flooding, infrastructure gaps, and gully erosion while he was the governor of Lagos. The National Emergency Management Authority on Tuesday in Calabar sought more collaborations with the Nigerian Navy in the area of disaster management. A statement by Acting Base Information Officer Sub-Lieutenant Chris Gaga said the NEMA Director General Mustafa Ahmed made the appeal through a delegation to NNS Victory in Calabar, led by Mr. Fortunatus Anyanwu. In a statement on Tuesday, the Director General expressed the agency's gratitude for the swift response by the Navy during a boat mishap that led to the death of some medical students. On Saturday in Calabar, a gunboat belonging to NNS Victory responded swiftly to a distress call and rescued 14 persons, including students of the Nigerian Medical Students Association. The Director General maintained that the Navy remained a critical stakeholder in search and rescue operations, particularly in the maritime environment and other disaster management in the country. In his response, the Commander NNS Victory, Commodore Vincent Gabawari, reaffirmed that the Navy would continue to provide safety and security to lives and property in the nation's maritime ways. The European Union Election Observation Mission has presented its final reports on this year's general election to the Independent National Electoral Commission. Disclosing this on its Twitter handle on Monday, it said the mission was received by the chairman of INEC, Mahmoud Yakubu, and the national commissioners of the electoral body. The EU had on February 27, 2023, revealed in its report that lack of transparency in the conduct of the 2023 general elections deflated public trust in INEC. It also noted that public confidence in INEC's independence, professionalism, and voter information efforts decreased even before February 25th. While the EU acknowledged that the election took place as planned, it said operational failures which challenged the right to vote contributed to the reduced trust in the process. Relatives of the late Professor Opeyemi Ajewo have called for justice for the soul of the deceased, whose killer, they say, still walks the street as a free man. The professor of forestry from the University of Ibadan was shot dead by unknown gunmen in front of his Ojo residence in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. Speaking in Ibadan, they called on security agents to rise to the occasion and bring perpetrators of the heinous act to book. And now here's the report.
Thankfully, the deceased is a member of our church. I've been pastoring them for over 25 years. And we have seen him as a focused, stable person over the years. He loves God and he served God to the best I know. I saw him first Sunday of this month of June. We had a Thanksgiving service. He was with us in church. We all danced and thank God. And then on Monday evening, meanwhile, he was to see me on Tuesday morning. And on Monday evening, while on his way, right at this gate of his house, some strange persons accosted him and shot him, and then took his body into the car to drive him off to be ensured that he died.
When he left for that day, we were together in the club and he left. So when he was telling me that I needed not to go back to the office, that he has switched off my AC and then took off my light, I didn't know that he was actually switching his AC from me personally and then switching off his light from my life. I didn't know that we were speaking for the last time.
Akwa Ibom State Police Command has arrested one Gabriel Okon Ekpiri, a native of Ekit Itam Akpan urban community in Itu local government area of the state, for selling his 9-year-old son for the sum of 400,000 naira. The command's police relation officer Odiko Magdan, who disclosed this in a statement on Monday night in Uyo, the state capital, said the suspect was arrested by the Quick Intervention Squad of the command. Magdan said the suspect, during interrogation, confessed to the crime while blaming the act on the devil and economic hardship being experienced in the country. According to the statement, the State Commissioner of Police, Olatoye Durusimi, condemned the action of the suspect, describing it as barbaric and totally unacceptable.